Consciousness is basically the symptom of soul. So how do we know that there is a life present in a living entity? The life present in a living entity is be seen by its consciousness. Say, for example, humans. How do we know that the life is there? We look at the pulse, we look at the breathing, we look at whether we are animating or not. This is the way. This is consciousness, means basically knowing, doing things and all is coming out from the soul. So the existence of soul is known through the consciousness. Through the consciousness. Now, this consciousness is more directed towards material aspects. It is called material consciousness. So we know that every living entity must have a consciousness. There is no living entity in the world without consciousness. Living means itself conscious. So the way we cannot take sugar, that means sweetness, from the sugar. Being sweet is the characteristic of sugar. So if we remove sweetness from the sugar, then we don't call it as sugar. Sugar means itself sweet. The same way, living entity means consciousness. Now, this consciousness directed towards material things. For example, we desire for material things. I wanted to have a car, which is material thing. I wanted to have a house, which is a material thing. I wanted to have a name and fame, which is also time bounded. Some days not. So this is all, everything within this material world, we are conscious about getting it. So this is our consciousness. This is called material consciousness. And this material consciousness always goes with conditioned. Conditioned. That means without a condition, there won't exist, or we don't go after it. That means there must be a condition in the material world. Our existence in this material world is a conditioned based, isn't it? I have some desires. To fulfill those desires, I came here. There is a condition. Sorry. Even the world where we are living is existed with a reason. With a reason. If we are all not there on this earth, then there is no point of this earth existing, because this earth is not a living thing. This is having a dead matter in it. Dead matter in it, right? This is all elements, the fundamental of 5 elements. Bhumir, Apo, Nalo, Vayu. These are the 5 elements this world is made up of. Now, these 5 elements don't do anything by itself. So unless until there is a living entity with consciousness on this earth, then the earth doesn't have any purpose. There are many things we say, and it isn't it? In the material world, there is one say, what is that? The moon is blooming in the forest. What does it mean by that? That means the moon is moon everywhere. But especially, is there anyone appreciates the beautiful moon shining, the soothing light of moon in the forest? Nobody. But the same moon, when it shines in the material world, many people write poetry, isn't it? There are so many people who write poetry on just describing the beauty of the moon, especially the full moon. That means where did it came from? That means there must be people to appreciate it. Otherwise, it's pointless. This consciousness, when we direct towards material, this is conditioned consciousness or material consciousness. Now the same consciousness directed towards devotees, directed towards Krishna, then it will become transcendental consciousness or Krishna consciousness. Krishna consciousness. The difference is very simple. If we are working for ourselves or we are working for Krishna and devotees, that's the difference. But working is the same. Working is the same. So this is what we discussed up to so far. And now today we discuss about Krishna, Ishvara, especially the aspect of impersonal Brahman. And let us see, especially the last conclusion in the previous week, we discussed about Krishna is complete. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavasishyate. This is the very first verse or invocation verse of Ishopanishad. What is it saying? Krishna is complete in all aspects. There is nothing short in Krishna. Anything that is coming out of from Krishna is complete by itself. It is self-sufficient. That means this world came out from Krishna. That means the world is given all the facilities. We didn't lack of anything at all. That means every single thing that is needed for us are already given in this material world. We came from this world. We came from Krishna. That means our body, our mind, everything is constructed to have its full capacity. And when we all came from Krishna, still Krishna is full. In the material world, if something is taken out from the whole is never be the same. For example, I have $1 million. From $1 million, if I give away 100,000, then I don't have $1 million. I am short of 100,000 from 1 million. That means I have 900,000. I have 900,000, not $1 million. But in transcendental world, no matter how much you give away, still you have the same. For example, the same $1 million, I gave $1 million to you. I still have $1 million. So that means in transcendental world, there is nothing like diminishing, vyaya, expenditure. There is no such thing. It is always exist, eternal. So in the material world, we lose everything. In the spiritual world, always gaining. In the material world, we have good and bad based on the way we look at it. But in the spiritual world, good, better, best. There is no such thing called bad. No. Good, better, best. There is no bad. So that is what it is. So our consciousness switching from conditioned to transcend to transcendental or spiritual changes everything. Now here Krishna is explaining about the impersonal Brahman, which is a very famous topic by itself, isn't it? Until 1,000 years back, until 1,000 years back, Shankaracharya has a very prominent or very dominance in India with his theory of, or with his philosophy of Advaita. I am the God, you are the God, we are all the God. We are all the God. Aham Brahmasmi. Aham Brahmasmi. This is the principle he propagated, and everyone bought it. Everyone bought it. and especially many years, many years, the entire India followed this Advaita philosophy. Many schools have opened with Advaita philosophy. There are many intelligent people in Advaita philosophy. So this philosophy is very famous, but that doesn't mean that Advaita is supreme. No, this is just one aspect of it. So here in Bhagavad Gita, Advaita philosophy is given for or to know the knowledge, but it is not everything. So here in the next few paragraphs, this is what was spoken. So let's read these, and whenever we important, we can discuss more of it. So anyone would like to start from here? It is also explained Gita that impersonal Brahman subordinate. Any new people, like anyone, Madhuradish Prabhu or someone, or Sandeep or Naveen Radha? Yes, Prabhu. One of you can read.
It is also explained in the Gita that impersonal Brahman is also subordinate to the complete Supreme Person. Brahmano hi pratishtatam. Brahman is more explicitly explained in the Brahm Sutra to be like the rays of sunshine. The impersonal Brahman is the shining ray of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Impersonal Brahman is incomplete realization of the absolute whole. And so also is the conception of Paramatma. In the 15th chapter, it shall be seen that the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Purushottama, is above both impersonal Brahman and partial realization of Paramatma. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is called Satchidanand Vigraha. The Brahm Samhita begins in this way: Ishvara Parama Krishna Satchidananda Vigraha Anadir Adir Govinda Sarv Karan Karanam. Govinda Krishna is the cause of all causes. He is the primal cause, and he is the very form of eternity, knowledge, and bliss. Impersonal Brahman realization is the realization of his Sat, eternity feature. Paramatma realization is the realization of Satchit, uh, eternal knowledge. But realization of the personality of Godhead Krishna is their realization of all the transcendental features, Sat, Chit, and Anand, eternity, knowledge, and bliss in complete Vigraha form. Thank you, Prabhu.
Yeah, go
Shall I
ahead.
continue?
Continue, Prabhu.
Okay. People with less intelligence consider the supreme truth to be impersonal, but he is a transcendental person, and this is confirmed in all Vedic literatures. Nitya Nityanam Chetasya Chetananam Katha Upanishad 2:13. As we are all individual living beings and have our individuality, the supreme absolute truth is also. In the ultimate issue, a person and realization of the personality of Godhead is realization of all the transcendental features in his complete form. The complete whole is not formless. If he is formless, or if he is less than any other thing, then he cannot be complete whole. The complete whole must have everything within our experience and beyond our experience, otherwise it cannot be complete. The complete whole, the personality of Godhead, has immense potency. Parasya saktir vividha shuretya. How Krishna is acting in different potencies is also explained in Bhagavad Gita. This phenomenal world of material material world in which we are placed is also complete in itself, because the 24 element of which this material universe is a temporary manifestation according to Sankhya philosophy are completely adjusted to produce complete resources which are necessary for the maintenance and subsistence of this universe. There is nothing extraneous, nor is there anything needed. This manifestation has its own time fixed by the energy of the supreme whole, and when its time is complete, this temporary manifestations will be annihilated by the complete arrangement of the complete. There is complete facility for the small complete units, namely the living entities, to realize the complete, and all sort of incompleteness are experienced due to incomplete knowledge of the complete. So Bhagavad Gita contains the complete knowledge of Vedic wisdom.
Yeah, you can stop it here, Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhu. So here, especially, very, very nicely given. This is in Bhagavad Gita when we go in detail. This is 13th chapter, 14th chapter, 15th chapter, 16th chapter, 17th and 18th chapters. These are the chapters that discuss about more about jnana. So especially here, one thing is Prabhupada is trying to give us is this impersonal imperson. See the name itself, imperson. There is no person there. It is all light. It is all light. It is all energy. It is all something which we cannot see, which we cannot perceive with our senses. That is why it is called impersonal aspect. Brahman. Brahman means what? Brahman means something which we cannot touch. Brahman means something which we cannot see. This is all has to be there and known by the effect of it. By the effect of it. So can we all see air? We don't see air, but air is there. How do we prove that there is air? Because we are breathing. We are living. So the proof that the air exists is our existence. Our existence is proving that there is air. So imperson is also there. This existence is there. We are seeing light. We are feeling heat. We are feeling the effect of everything. But that means what exactly? All these effects must come from somewhere, right? The effect, the phenomena doesn't produce out of blue from thin air. No, there must be something behind it, right? Science is keep on telling us that there must be a reason for something to exist. There must be a reason, something behind it, right? Then when it comes to all these worlds, when this comes to all these planetary systems, why don't they accept it that there must be some person behind all of this to control it? When it comes to there, they say they get controlled automatically. What do you mean by automatically controlled? There is no such thing called automatically controlled. There must be something. There must be something. So Krishna, in the 14th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, the 27th verse, he concluded, Brahmano hi pratishtaham amrutasya avayasya cha shashvatasya dharmasya sukasya aikantakasya cha. So he said, I am the basis of this impersonal liberation, which is ultimate, eternal, which gives forever happiness, and which is the everything that. But who is the basis of that? It is Krishna himself. So he is clearly telling that the impersonal aspect of the Lord is his only. In the next paragraph, there's a beautiful line was used. What is this? Lord has multifarious energies. Parasya Shakti Vividhaya Shruyate. Vividhaiva Shruyate. That means he has many energies. Many energies. That means we are one of his energies. We are one of his energies. Brahma Jyoti is also one of his energy. Brahma Jyoti is also one of his energy. We are also one of his energy. Everything is energies of Krishna. Everything is energies of Krishna. That means what? The person who is energetic, without energetic, there won't exist energy. That means this energy is coming from a person, from a person. So the example here was given, the sun. We are sitting in our room, but we can feel the sun. How? The rays are falling on us, we feel heat. Now, the heat, the temperature which we are feeling from these rays, is it the same when we go to the near the sun? No, no. But by just knowing, experiencing the rays, we know that there exists a sun. There exists a temperature which is far, far superior what we are experiencing. We don't know, we haven't seen the sun. But by just touching these rays, by just understanding the effect of the rays, we are trying to understand sun. This is relational. But do we know absolutely what the sun looks like, feel like, what its temperature, how width and breadth and everything? All we are given right now is a relative measure, isn't it? Relative. Because the sun is situated 96,000 yojanas from here on the earth. So this is all calculated based on the rays, how much time it is coming, falling on us, how much temperature it is. This is all being calculated. All this calculation based on the mathematical formulas which we derived in this material world. Now ask a question. The mathematical formulas which we are using to calculate, we created it. What if there is wrong there? That means all the philosophy which we created, founded, all these things, theory, everything we developed is completely gone. And if anyone is interested, there are such theories in lot in mathematics. They don't know what that will prove, but everything has been developed. I think there is one theory called Euclid theory. If you go back and look at it on internet or something, this is a theory talking about the points connected end to end or something like that, and everything is built on this theory, but nobody know exactly what it is. Nobody know exactly what it is. So the same way, but we are following, we are developing. So when it comes to the Lord, we deny it. We deny it. How foolish it is. So especially the Brahma, the Lord himself of this universe, is spoken these lines. What is that? Ishvara Parama Krishna Satchidananda Vigraha Anadir Adir Govinda Sarvakarana Karana. He is Sarvakarana Karana. He is the cause of all causes. Because he desired, we existed. Because he desired, this universe is existed. Because he desired, all these energies came out of him, manifested. Because he desired. Everything is based on his desire. That is the reason Brahma in Bhagavatam, he mentioned a verse, very, very beautiful. tattenu kampam susamikshmano bhunjanu evatmakrutam vipakam Hrudvag vapabir vidadana namaste jiveta mukti pada sadaya bhag. What is it Brahma is telling? We, the living entities, the souls, coming here, suffering, isn't it? We are all suffering. Why? It is not my desire, but it is Krishna's desire. Krishna's desire, this existed. Krishna's desire, everything happened. Now all what to do? If I sincerely follow whatever the reason Krishna is created me, then I have the right to go back. So in another words, when we born to our parents have some expectation. What is the expectation? Keep up their name, the family name, and continue their family name, get married, having offsprings and all children, everything, and do all these things. Listen to the parents. Then what happened? We sincerely followed being children, their children. That means we inherited rights. We inherited rights. So here Brahma is telling, all along suffering in this material world, yet still they are sincerely following you. They earned the right to be with you. Please take them back to Vaikuntha. That means all we have to do is sincerely do our job, whatever that was given to us. Whatever that was given to us, that is all we have to do it. Where do we get that? How do I know that? That is what is called real knowledge, complete knowledge. So Bhagavad Gita is giving that complete knowledge. What complete knowledge? The knowledge that will enable us to go back to Krishna. See, we are all doing what we are doing because we are lack of knowledge. For example, today we are doing, or majority of the people doing, all the nonsensical things. Why? Because they think that this is only one life. Let me enjoy in this life as much as possible. Who knows what will happen later? That means they don't have faith, they don't believe afterlife. If we believe there is an afterlife, and if we believe there is a person who is noting down our good things and bad things, and our bad things are all punishable, then we don't do bad things. Why should I do bad things if I get punished? Why should I do bad things if someone is constantly monitoring me? Isn't it? Look at our behavior. Our behavior is very nice, polished, humble, smooth, and soft when we are in the public. Isn't it? When we are in a gathering, our speech, our way of behavior, everything is a very sophisticated, isn't it? But when we are in private, our behavior is really different. Harsh, talking loud, and completely opposite. Why are we doing this? This is duplicity. This is duplicity. Hypocrisy, isn't it? Why all this one? So we are living two lives. We are living two lives. But the point we are missing is whether we are in public, whether we are in private, there is always one person who is observing us. That is Paramatma. So earlier we talked about impersonal Brahman. That means sensing the Lord by the effect. That means I am sitting in my room, I am breathing. I am breathing the air. Air was given by God. I'm not seeing God, I'm not seeing air. But I know that God existed because air existed, because I am breathing. I am drinking water. Water is not manufactured in the labs. Water must come from somewhere. Whether we are sterilizing it, we are doing whatever it is, purifying it, removing hardening, whatever it is. But still, water is supplied by the rain, by the rivers, by the ocean, all these things, water is supplied. The trees, are we really planting the trees in the forest? Probably we are doing it little, gardening here and there. But how much lumber we are using it for homes and everything, building these constructions, poles and everything throughout the world. Throughout the world, the amount of lumber we are using it, is it possible for a human or man, can plant it? No. This is naturally available. These forests are naturally available. Where did all this came from? This is came from the Lord, which we cannot see it. This is all impersonal aspect of it. We cannot see the Lord, but we can feel it. We can feel it. This is impersonal. Now, Paramatma. Paramatma means something we feel it inside. Impersonal, we felt it outside, right? Outside, heat, drinking, all these things, we outside. Now what about inside? Inside. So sometimes we also feel Paramatma inside. See, we say peace, peace. What is peace actually? What is peace? Where did the peace will come from? Where did the peace will come from? When our mind is focused, we get the peace, right? Isn't it? Meditation. What is the meaning of meditation? Meditation means absorbing in self, isn't it? Absorbing in self. What does it mean by absorbing in self? That means looking deep into us, ourself, looking deep into ourself. That is what it is. That means finding the Lord, which we see outside, as a effect from inside. From inside. That means sitting, meditation, whatever the way, singing, for example, even the modern singing, concerts, all these things. Why? They're also trying to find some happiness from within inside, not from outside, within inside. See, when everything is cool and calm or something serene, what do? We sing. Where did the singing is coming from us? Even a person who is unable to sing is able to sing. Where did it is coming from? That means this is all coming from inside. There is a Lord sitting inside and giving the ability to us to do all these things. This is Paramatma. This is Paramatma. All these yogis capable of doing these wonderful magics because they touched the Paramatma. They have seen the Paramatma within themselves. Yoginam api sarvesham madgaten antaratmana. Antaratmana. Those who are able to see the Lord within themselves. Te me bhakta tamo mata. Isn't it? 6th chapter Bhagavad Gita, 47th verse, the last verse of that. Krishna is telling it. A yogi who is the topmost, who is capable of seeing the Lord within himself. This is Paramatma, right? A person who touched Paramatma, seen Paramatma, can do magics, wonders. But is that is ultimate? No. These are not ultimate. These are the features of a person. These are the features of a person. These are the energies of a person. Who is that person? Satchidananda Vigraha. Vigraha. Vigraha means Murti, person. There is a person available there. That person whom we need to serve. That means there is no need of feeling happy, either looking inside or see the effect around us. No, when there is a person directly available. When there is a person directly available, we can get all three of them from that person. That is what is self-realization. Not realizing ourself, no, realizing that there is a Lord exists. There is a Lord exists, and as a master, and I'm a servant of him, and my job is to serve him. That means realizing the relationship, sambandha, sambandha, sambandha. No, if you all remember, there's a beautiful mantra, isn't it? The mantra, Radha Madan Mohan mantra. What is Radha Madan Mohan mantra? Radha Madan Mohan mantra is what actually? Is giving sambandha. Jayatam sarotau pangor mama manda gater mama manda matir gater mat sarvasva padambojo Radha Madan Mohano. By serving Radha Madan Mohan, what are we realizing it? Realizing this sambandha jnana, the mellow of the relationship. This was given by our acharyas, especially Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami. You know, especially his verse, if we sing it, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati, we sing these lines, isn't it? Sri Vashabhanavi Devi Daitaya Krupabdaye. What is that? Krishna Sambandha. See this? Krishna Sambandha Vignaya Dayane Prabhave Namaha. Isn't it? What is it? Krishna Sambandha Vijnana. That means the relationship of Krishna. This knowledge is given by our Acharyas. So this is what exactly these three paragraphs which we are doing it. So this one last one before we do this one, can we, where did we stop it? Oh, okay, we completed this one. Yeah, the complete whole personality. So this is we discussed it. So Bhagavad Gita contains the complete knowledge of Vedic wisdom. So that is why for a beginner, Bhagavad Gita is the book. For a middle person or someone advanced, Bhagavad Gita is. For an advanced person, Bhagavad Gita is the same. That means Bhagavad Gita is for everyone. It will keep on evolve. It will keep on evolve while we are reading. If a person reading it for the first time, we can understand it one level. If a person reading it for 100th time, he will understand one level. A person who is reading for his lifetime, he will understand in a different way. That means this is ever green, isn't it? We have forever green trees. What does it mean by forever green trees? That means it never withered. It never stalled. It never dried out. So Bhagavad Gita is ever, keep on increasing. The mellow, the rasa, the happiness keep on increasing. Why? That means Bhagavad Gita is Krishna himself. Krishna is unlimited. Bhagavad Gita is unlimited. The meanings of Bhagavad Gita is unlimited. If we think that I read 700 shlokas in and out of it one time, we are done. No, this is a book for life. This is a book for life after life. Life after life. And sometimes I was asked one question, Prabhuji, what is the guarantee that we born next life as human beings? That is the same verse I copied it today in our email. That verse. What is the verse that is saying? If we read one sloka, two slokas, half sloka, if we touched Bhagavad Gita every single day, how much we understand immaterial. If we open the Bhagavad Gita and if we read even half a stanza, it is 100% guaranteed that we live as a human being as long as this material world exists. That means this Manvantara. This entire Manvantara means what? This Manvantara means each Manu will live for 71 Chaturyugas. 71 Chaturyugas. Each Chaturyuga is basically what? 4.6 million years. Now 71 into 4.6 million years. What is that one? That means at least for 28 to 30 billion years, we can live as a human being without any change. So this is very simple within our hand. So I will stop it here and let us see if we have any comments and questions from anyone. We are all familiar with Bhagavad Gita since our childhood. Bhagavatam, many people not heard about it. Maybe they heard about the stories here and there about Krishna and all. But Bhagavad Gita is something as a part of Mahabharata. Every single Indian is familiar with it. So I wanted to hear how you all feel about Bhagavad Gita. Any stories you heard about, interesting things in your life, in a childhood or something. If you would like to, share with the team, that would be real wonderful. So I'll stop it here, and if you can open up your mics and anyone would like to make a comment or a question or something. Thank you. No comments, no questions. Nobody wants to speak to me. Hare Krishna, am I still on the call or am I got dropped?
You're still on the call, Prabhuji.
I was just wonder like,
I know.
It's difficult for me because
That's true.
I'm a kind of person, I am always ready to ask questions because when I hear something, so many things goes in my head. I have a question bank in my head. So no matter who the speaker is, whenever they spoke something, as soon as they start speaking, I have a question bank filled up in my head. Okay, what is this? What is this? What is this? What is this? I hope at least one or two people in this call have, such question bank in their mind and wants to share something with the people.
I think we are at a different.
No. I think everyone will have. I think we are not giving a chance to the mind to speak because your mind will definitely have some idea, isn't it? When you are paying attention to this talk, at least your mind will make a form, an idea. Oh, okay, I heard this. Oh, when I was a boy, I heard I was told like this. Oh, it looked like different now. Something like that. It will pop up. Is it not?
Yeah, true. Let me ask a question then. So this is a common point that is raised, that we always say that, like in this class also, you mentioned that there's no bad in the spiritual world or in the Golok. There is no bad, it's just all good, better, best. And everybody then is told that we are striving to go back to Godhead, and then the common question which many people have asked, and we have heard it, that if that's a true statement, if I'm striving to go back to a place where there is no bad, it's all good, there are no ill thoughts in anybody's mind, but then on the other hand, I'm told that I came here because I desired to control. I had a ill thought that I want to be better or equal to the person who's being enjoying in this spiritual world or Golok, which is Krishna. So because of that, I came, to here to a common mind like mine. It becomes very hard to reconcile those 2 points, which always keep on debating. What it is. Am I trying for something that I had once and then I let it go, and why then even try when I know that I'm gonna go and then come back again, or I may get jealous of the person that is enjoying and say, I want to enjoy, and then I get kicked out of, like ejected from the plane. So that question always is a big point of debate in the mind.
Yeah.
And to that, I just recently heard very another interesting point is that we never were there. I'm like, that's contrary to what I have always heard. The speaker said that we never have seen Krishna. We never were there. We never were in Golok. I'm like, okay, now everything goes out of. So maybe you can shed some light on it.
Definitely, Prabhu. I think I don't give you answer, but I can give you different views of the same. Because one thing for surely I can tell that, because in Prabhupada's purport itself, in Bhagavatam, in Brahma Samhita, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati, in his purports, it is mentioned, we were definitely from Vaikuntha. Okay? So there is no such thing, we never there. That means the point is, when we are eternal souls, where did the eternal soul existing? Right?
Yeah, the point that they said we were in between the 2 worlds.
Exactly. My point is,
So we were in the marginal place where you were and hanging there, and you just dropped off.
Exactly. See, the marginal, the name word margin means you have a choice to make, isn't it? You are on the margin. That means either you can go this side, you can go this side. That is what is called margin. When you don't have a choice, how can we call it as margin, right?
Mm-hmm.
We are margin means I have a choice to make. If I never make a choice, I'm always in the middle, then why do I call it as margin? I must make a choice, either this or this. I can never be in the middle all the time. All the time. Impossible. Why? The name itself is margin. Margin means forever I cannot be in the same place. I have to lean on to either side. Either side, it must be. There is no way I can be in the middle forever. Forever. Impossible. That is the reason it is called margin. I have to lean on to. Krishna clearly mentioned what it is. Either you have to serve material or you have to serve spiritual. One or the other. But you don't there without serving anyone. You must serve someone. Clearly mentioned in Bhagavad Gita, right? So you must serve. That means you must go somewhere. Either you be here, you be there, somewhere there. That is very clear, evident. There is no doubt in that. The question I have and you asked is the same. Assume that before Krishna created material world, we are all from the transcendental world. Because the reason, for argument's sake, this is all for argument's sake. Why the reason is, there is no record when we existed for the first time. We don't know. The soul existed eternally. That means there is no beginning to the soul. We don't know. No record there. But for us to understand, we start at some point. We start at some point. So that some point is telling that Krishna desired. Krishna desired to have this world. Krishna desired to make this. Krishna desired to this. That means this is statement of cause of all causes. So that is his desire. Now, the question, if it is his desire, then where is the question of our desire? Why do I need
Right.
to desire for, why do I need to desire for something which is not exist in the spiritual world? Right? The
Correct.
envy, bad things, nothing exists in transcendental world. How did I desire for them?
Right.
Where did those thoughts came into my mind? So that means there is a hand of the Lord. There is always a hand of the Lord. So when the Lord wants to play with something, for time being, he plays a seed. He plays a seed. Then we desire something which is not normal. For example, Jai Vijaya. Jai Vijaya is the doorkeepers of Vaikunta. They keep watching the Lord all the time eternally. They are blissful. There is never occurs for them to think anything other way. But one time they thought the Lord is always sleeping in Yoga Nidra. He doesn't have any physical activity. Why he doesn't have any physical activity? This thought came to their mind. The question is, why did they think even in the first place like that? Because they never seen the Lord before any other pose other than that. How did they want to see? That means the Lord planted a seed in them to think like that, because there is no origin for them to think anything other way. Because they have seen all the time the Lord sleeping, there is no other way. Where did they come to know that the Lord has to make some activity, physical activity, fighting, this and that? That means they have to hear it from. Where do they have to hear it from? So the Shastra is telling that the eternal souls like Kumaras has spoken. That means where did the Kumaras have got in the first place? That means someone must have seen the Lord like that. So there is no one there. That means the Lord must plant a seed, a sort of desire in our mind. That desire can explore by itself. That
That's true.
thought process of that simple seed. The Lord is not giving the entire desire. It's just planting a seed. What that seed, how that seed turned into an apple or orange or some other tree, even the Lord don't want to reveal, or nobody knows exactly what it turns out to be. Now what happened? These people desired, Kumaras entered, they stopped Kumaras cursed, the Lord left Vaikunta and appeared and then start fighting. See, that whole idea thing has started, but who started it? So
Yeah, so technically the source for all these was Krishna,
it must
who, who
again,
dis-
yeah.
right.
So
So
another statement to support this. Another statement to support this. Bhagavatam, the verse I quoted in the 10th chapter, 10th canto, 1st chapter, 14th, 10th chapter, 10th canto, 8th chapter, 14th verse, I believe this is. Tatte anukampam susamikshamano, the verse I quoted earlier. What is this verse exactly? This verse is clearly telling that Brahma prayed. What did Brahma pray? Brahma prayed, it is your desire, we are suffering, we are enjoying whatever it is because of your desire. So I am sincerely following as your son or assistant, server, whatever you want it to be. I sincerely following it. Now I have inherited the right, so take me back. What does it mean actually? That means it is originated from the Lord himself. Where did the karma has come in the first place? First place. So there is no karma for all of us, but it must be started somewhere. It has to
correct,
start from Krishna only.
correct.
So that
I
means,
think
yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, bro.
no, yeah. So that's I was just saying, like whatever we discussed, is very comforting, because we generally, we all the human race is get beaten up by saying that you were bad, that's why you are here.
Uh,
So this discussion is very comforting to say,
no.
no, we were not bad. Krishna made us think to be bad, and so that's why we're here. And then once that wheel started to move, the wheel takes its own time, like the
See,
law of Newton, right? So
yeah. The,
the body in motion stays in motion till the external forces are applied to it.
so
So
again,
it's
again, there is no bad or good when it comes
right,
to is a point of view. Simple example, even in the material world, many times the bad which we consider, we can prove it as good, is it not?
yeah,
Why is that? It is only view. It is
correct,
only view.
correct.
It is
Yeah,
only
they're,
view.
they're all relative. There's no
Exactly.
absolute good or absolute bad in this world.
Exactly.
They're
So
all relative. Dark. Absence of this is that, and
yes,
presence of this is that.
exactly.
It's that kind of a discussion. Yeah.
Exactly.
So,
So the point is, we need not to worry too much on that one. So
correct.
the
Yeah,
simple
but
answer,
sometimes when you're mentally
yeah,
thinking, you
yeah,
generally go into that depressive mode, saying,
yeah, no need to. So
what the why did we even
yeah,
do it, and whether if I did all that, and
uh,
is it futile effort to do
yeah.
to reach to a point from where I gonna slip back?
Here is the
So,
thing we need to worry about, Prabhu. My only take on all these discussions back and forth from all these acharyas and everything is this one. One thing is sure, I am suffering now. What I need to do to get rid of this suffering? That's all it is. That means
correct.
I'm fallen down. My first step is to get up. Not my first step is to think why I fallen in the first place. That is, after I get up, I think why I fallen in the first place. But my first step is I fallen in a ditch. I fallen in a ditch. First, I need to search for how to get out of the ditch. Not sitting in the ditch and thinking that why I fallen in the ditch, because that is not going to help me, right? I'm
Right.
inside the ditch, and what is going to help me why I fallen in the ditch? That is no good. I have to get out of the ditch first and think of all the solutions to get out of the ditch first, and then afterwards think why I fallen in the first place. So this is most important. So all
Correct.
our sadhana is must be focused to get out of this. There are many theories, Prabhu. I can prove another one. Prabhupada has written nice, a wonderful letter. I think I should have somewhere at. We never even come as people talk about, I came from, I'm going back from. There is no such thing called I physically came from there to here or something. No, there is never the case. I always exist in the spiritual world. What I'm doing it, I'm sleeping there, I'm dreaming there. So what is it is? My astral body is coming here. That means all these theory will fit into very nicely in that one, because I'm in a dream which is never ending to me. All we are doing is to get rid of this dream. So that means I never physically came to go back actually. I always exist there. All I have to do is get rid of this illusion. That is why it is called illusionary world, illusion, illusion. What does it mean by
Right.
illusion? Illusion means I never physically here. So there are many theories to go back and forth, but none of the theories are absolute. None of the theories will have all the cons and pros and everything. The best is basically I am suffering and what I need to get rid of this suffering. That is the best comfort we can get it.
Right. It's like, using a mundane example, the movie Matrix, where people are,
Yeah, they're coming left and right. Oracle said this, Oracle said
yeah,
that, and
it's a parallel word. So that
yeah,
they're just sitting in the chair in
yeah,
some place, but
exactly.
transported into the other through the Matrix.
Yes,
So,
exactly, exactly, right. So it's very
like
simple, right?
when you were saying that we are still there sleeping, so that's, I'm bad. So
Thank you, Prabhu. Such a nice, wonderful
thank you,
understanding.
bro. Thank you very much.
Uh,
Yeah, this is a constant discussion that goes on in the mind,
yeah.
and many people have asked, many discussions have happened on this thing.
I myself
Different.
asked the same question
Yes,
to Rompal
yes,
Maharaj and Bhakticharya Swami, asked
yes.
Venkatesha Swami. I think
Right.
almost I asked Jayadvaita Swami. I almost asked every Swami.
Yeah, this is a common thought that uh, you know passes your mind
Yeah.
pretty much all the time.
All right. Any
All
other
right, bro.
devotee?
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you
you
very
very
much.
much, Prabhu. Any other devotees? Krishna Prabhu, Ramakrishna, Maunika Mataji, Sandeep Prabhu, all very
Hare Krishna.
calm.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yes, Ramakrishna Prabhu.
Prabhuji, day after tomorrow is very auspicious day, Prabhu Radhastami. Can you please give few words about Radhastami?
Oh, Radhas. Okay. Okay. So unfortunately, yes, we would have taken little time, but I will use few minutes. And this is a wonderful thing. And so remember, before we celebrate Sri Krishna Janmashtami, we have Balaram Purnima, right? Balaram Purnima, everyone said excellent words. Without the mercy of Balaram, Krishna won't be shower his mercy, right? The same way, without the mercy of Radharani, there is no way Krishna look at any person at all. So in another words, all our scriptures are saying, if Radharani recommends, Krishna will give the bhakti. So the Pancharatra, it says, what is that? Puna, what is that? I forgot that was. Give me a second, I'm just thinking. It's a wonderful verse, sir. Satyam, Satyam, Param Satyam. No. Yeah, I forgot this verse. So somehow it is there in my mind. When I'm trying to come out, it is not coming. What is it is saying that it is true, it is true, it is true. Three times Krishna insists it's Puna Puna. I forgot it. Yeah, Satyam. Punaheva Satyam. Yeah, I think there's a tongue twister kind of words these are actually. So there the last two lines is Vinaradha Prasadena Vinaradha Prasadena Krishna Prasadat Na Vidyate. Vinaradha Prasadena. That means without the mercy of Radharani, Krishna's mercy is impossible to get it. That means Those who go directly to Krishna, they never get the mercy of Krishna. They must come through Radharani. So, in other words, Radharani is the what you call the personification of Ananda. Krishna is blissful, right? This bliss is Radharani. That means if we wanted to go to Krishna, we have to pass that. We have to go. So Krishna is always blissful. Krishna is always happy. That means what? Krishna is always with Radharani. That means without the mercy of Radharani, how can we get? That is why Nama Aparada. When we say Nama Aparada, what does it mean? We have to take Radharani with us. Nama Aparada means we are taking Krishna without Radharani. Without Radharani, that is Nama Aparada. Nama means Krishna, Aparada means without Radha. We are taking Krishna, we are talking to Krishna without Radharani. No, we have to do with Radharani. Satyam Satyam Punah Satyam. Satyam Satyam Punah Satyam. There is one more line like that. Yeah, that's a beautiful line. I forgot it. Yeah, I don't know. You can search for it. So this is a one. So basically, there is a beautiful, beautiful pastimes of Radharani, and there is a beautiful book written by I forgot his name actually. You can search it. One of the ISKCON devotees, I think Prabhupada's disciple, has written this one. There's a beautiful, beautiful pastimes of Radharani is there. There are many, many. Unfortunately, we don't have time much to discuss now. And, probably Monday we can talk a little bit about, I think Radhastami is on Sunday. Probably we can do a little bit on Monday too. So, yeah.
Radhashtami is on Saturday or Sunday?
Is it Sunday? Is it not?
I thought it was
Saturday, Prabhu.
Is it
Saturday.
Saturday or Sunday?
Saturday, Prabhu.
I don't know. Somehow I remember it as Sunday. I don't know. Probably in India Sunday. I don't know.
Thank you, Prabhu.
So yeah,
Radhashtami is Saturday.
yeah. Somehow I know it stuck my head as a Sunday. I don't know why. I keep remembering as Sunday. So.
Yeah, maybe in India you might have. Yeah, in India it might be Sunday.
Satyam Satyam Punah Satyam. Yeah, there is second line. I don't know. Satyameva Punah Punaha. Yeah, I remember the second line. Satyam Satyam Punah Satyam. Satyameva Punah Punaha. See the same words how much times Krishna repeated? Satyam Satyam Punah Satyam. Truth, truth, again the truth. Satyameva Punah Punaha. Again it is truth again. So see how important Krishna is stressing it, saying that Vina Radha Prasadena, without the mercy of Radharani. So it is very, very important we pray, and So how do we pray? The problem is with this one. See, Radharani is so pure, it is not for everyone. There are acharyas commented that we are even not worthy to utter the word of Radharani because she is so pure. People like us, we shouldn't take her name on our tongue. Then how do we pray? If she is such a pure personality, and if we don't, then how do we get? So the idea of acharyas said the same thing. She is a mother. She is a mother. We do so many mistakes with the mother. Did the mother concern, did the mother take it to heart? No. So she is mother to all of us, and the way we love as a mother, we committed as a children, we committed mistakes. So that means by remembering Radharani as a mother, even though we are not qualified, purified souls, yet She being the mother, she is merciful to us. She is merciful to us. Here is my son, here is my daughter. Let me take him to his father. That is the idea. So it is her mercy is so important. So I will stop it here, and I hope everyone have some kind of. I see Ram Prabhu join. Ram Prabhu, Dandut Pranam always to Srila Prabhupada and Gurudev. All right, thank you everyone. Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda ki jai.
Jai.
Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
Shri Radha Shyam Sundar ki jai.
Jai.
Hare Krishna everyone.
Hare Krishna. Prabhu.